Shalom Aleichem, my dear Shomrei Torah family. In just a week from now, we're going to gather together in our basic Knesset and read the Megillah Esther. At the very end, after the Jewish people experience a tremendous salvation, a tremendous miracle, the Megillah tells us, Kimu v'kiblu haYehudim. The Jewish people re-accepted the Torah anew. It was such a re-accepting of the Torah that the Gemara tells us that this acceptance of the Torah was more superior than the acceptance of the Torah many, many years beforehand at Matan Torah. And while this theme maybe is pervasive and we could find it, we look deep into the story of the Megillah, there's a far more obvious and overt theme in the story of Purim. And that is the notion of Achdus, the notion of the Jewish people coming together for a greater cause. Mishloach Manos, Matanos Levyonim, Mishter, Megillah Esther, reading it all together, all point in one direction, to have care and concern, and there's a notion and importance for the Jewish people to come together. And this all comes from Esther. Leichnos, es kol Yehudim. Esther tells Mordechai, if you want me to risk my life and go before Achashverosh, then you need to gather all the Jewish people in Shushan. Everybody, nobody could be left out. Everybody must come together to daven and pray and fast on my behalf. And if you do that, with that koach, with that power, I can go before Achashverosh. The notion of Achdus, the notion of coming together. How do we understand and reconcile these two themes? The idea of Torah, acceptance of the Torah, and coming together as a people. And as I'm saying this, in some of your minds, you may come up with the idea, wait a minute. When we first stood at Har Sinai, at the foot of Har Sinai, we were ish echad belev echad. The first time we received the Torah, there was this acceptance of all the people together. And now, the second time we received the Torah and accepted the Torah, also the notion of ish echad belev echad, leichnos, es kol haYehudim. It can't be a coincidence that these two ideas, these two themes must come together. What is the connection between them? The Maharal, the great Maharal, writes in his commentary on Pirkei Avos the following idea. In the 6th chapter of Pirkei Avos, we learn that there are 48 ways to accept and to excel at Torah. And if you go through these 48 ways, you would think it's about diligence and sitting and learning and working and intellect. And in fact, many of these we wouldn't put into the intellectual category, but rather they are midos. There is nosei ba'ol im chavero, feeling the pain of your friend. There is a notion of listening well, of respecting your friend. Why would those be important and be integral in keeping the Torah itself? The Maharal says the following notion, and something that we all must keep in mind all the time, is that the Torah wasn't given to any individual, it was given to all of us. So in order for us to be able to receive the Torah, to be a recipient of the Torah, we need to understand that we're part of a bigger picture, that there's something greater out there than just me and my individual and my family. We're part of something greater. And there are very few times during the year, I have to be honest, especially over the past few years, where we've been able to gather together as a klal, as a community, as a Shomrei Torah family. And I ask you and I urge you, this Purim, come together for Megillah reading. And please stay. After Megillah reading this year, we haven't done this in a while, we're going to have a breakfast, which I encourage everybody to come together. Not everybody can make it out on Shabbos. The weather's too cold, or it's too far away, or just it became too difficult. Purim is easy, you can drive. Come together for Megillah, let's fill up the shul for Kriyas Megillah this year, and stay. There's gonna be games and dancing, not just for kids. Come in costume, enjoy the day, have some simcha, give some simcha to somebody else with us. And with this, we can truly feel the sense of Achdus. And if we feel that sense of coming together, we can feel the community on Purim, then perhaps we as a community can have a higher level of acceptance and recognizing Hashem in our lives through our reacceptance of the Torah. I wish everybody a wonderful day.